I would like to first point out that this is held together with tape and string. Actually, this is one of the biggest challenges really in the film, was to come up with sound for Nix. The director, Steve, really identified strongly with her character, and as such, he kind of set us on this directive to not do something militaristic, which is the first place that you might go for her, you know, the marching snare drums or the bugles and those sorts of things. But he, I think, was very astute to point out that she's not a bad guy, and she's not the military. She cares just as much about all these people in this world, and you know, has a big heart and all that, as much as anybody else. She's just coming at it from a different perspective. Early on, I had kind of messed around with some of these pipes, and basically we would just go to the hardware store and you know, hold these things up and see what they sounded like, and then get them back. And we created all these different big rigs with the string and the tape and stringing them up, and you know, trying different mallets to see what sounded best and how we could record them and all these sorts of things. But it ended up really working perfectly for her. It's obviously very percussive sound, but especially when you play the faster rhythms, which work well with this particular thing. There's a lot of motion, which worked well for her because she's in so many action scenes. You always see her swooping around and flying and that kind of stuff. But also they're a little bit dissonant. Although they have pitches, they're not super distinct and not super related to each other. So as a result, it has kind of like a little bit of a prickly, dissonant, obviously metallic kind of a sound, which I think really works well to describe her character. But anyway, Ben will give you a little demonstration of these things here. They're probably one of the coolest looking instruments. So there you go. And I don't know, do you have an example of that in the film?
Chasing